From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Carl Konevsky.
Among Delaware's top stories for Tuesday, April 10th, county officials tighten the belt on their budget requests to County Council. University of Delaware students have a cleaner, more efficient way to get around campus, and transportation officials planning for the future get a look back at the past. Here are the details. Newcastle County government is trying to cut any corners it can when it comes to their new budget. WDEL's Ken Grant has the details.
Newcastle County Council members heard budget requests from the Departments of Law, Finance, Human Resources, Administrative Services, and the County Executive's Office. To meet a projected budget shortfall, each department is attempting to bring in a request that is at least 4% lower than current spending. Jeff Bullock, Chief Administrative Officer for the county, said the County Executive's Office looked for a number of ways to cut spending.
What we've done with the executive budget this year, really three things. Number one, we've frozen the salaries of all of our appointed people, including those in the executive office. Number two, we've reduced the county executive's contingency fund by 20%. And third, we've deleted 2 positions altogether from the budget, and we've moved another 16 positions out of the executive office to other places in the government to be more efficient and more effective in the services that we provide.
County Council is scheduled to continue budget hearings for the next 5 weeks. Ken Grant, 1150 a.m., WDEL.
The trial is underway for 3 Wilmington police officers who shot a man who stole a police cruiser. 35-year-old Harry Smith was fatally shot after he led officers on a 16-block chase in a stolen police car. The incident began when Smith, who was apparently suffering from a mental condition, fled from a Wilmington hospital armed with a scalpel and tried to carjack a man. When police intervened, Smith jumped into an officer's car. Police say the use of deadly force was justified. A 6-month investigation by the city and the state attorney general's office cleared the officers involved. Smith's relatives and NAACP officials say they don't think the shooting was a racial issue, rather police misconduct, plain and simple. A Delaware Correctional Center inmate has pled guilty to killing his cellmate last year. By pleading guilty to second-degree murder, 25-year-old Gary Stewart avoided the possibility of being sentenced to death. Stewart had been sharing a cell with 57-year-old Stephen Pitko for about 2 months before they got into an argument that ended with Stewart severely beating Pitko. Stewart faces 15 years to life in prison when he's sentenced June 8th. The University of Delaware gives students a cleaner ride around campus. WDEL's Curtis Gray has the story.
The new mode of transportation emits no greenhouse gases. The bus is 22 feet long with batteries and a fuel cell burning hydrogen and oxygen. It will be used on the university campus, getting about 15 miles per gallon compared to just over 5 miles per gallon for a typical diesel engine. Senator Carper was among those taking the ride Monday around the parking lot at the Bob Carpenter Center.
The idea is not to have every vehicle in the country or in the world as a hybrid or as a fuel cell powered vehicle, but there's a lot we can do with fuel cells, and there's a lot we can do with just putting the brakes on and recharging the batteries and recharging our capacity here. So we're going to do it all.
Congressman Castle expects the hybrid bus clean burning engine concept to spread to other schools.
Not just in the University of Delaware campus, but on other campuses, and ultimately we're going to use less fossil fuels than we do now, less dependence on overseas countries. In terms of producing that, we'll have better environmental results.
Carper and Congressman Castle were instrumental in securing more than $8 million in federal funding for the project. I'm Curtis Gray, 1150 a.m., WDEL.
The State Superior Court celebrates a milestone. We'll take you there when WDEL News continues in a moment.
Looking to gain an edge in the technology or design field? Wilmington College's Division of Information Technology and Advanced Communications offers state-of-the-art facilities equipped with the latest tools. Did you know that Wilmington College has been preparing students for careers in media arts and technology over the past 7 years? Enjoy hands-on experience and personal attention from instructors drawn straight from the industry. To learn more, visit wilmcol.edu. Wilmington College. Achieve balance, achieve success.
A teenage driver faces charges after crashing into a house in Brandywine 100 over the weekend. County police say 19-year-old Rubina Shafiqi was with an acquaintance who was giving her driving lessons when she crashed into the house on Nevada Avenue on Saturday. Police say Shafiqi failed to negotiate a turn, lost control, and panicked, mistakenly hitting the gas instead of the brake. The car hit the house's attached garage, causing about $10,000 in damage. No one was injured, and Shafiki was cited for inattentive driving and failure to provide proof of insurance. An archaeological dig just north of Middletown is giving a glimpse into the lives of tenant farmers who worked the land more than a century ago. WDEL's Frank Gerace has the story.
During the federally mandated dig at the site of DelDOT's Chop Tank Road widening project, workers have discovered a farmhouse foundation and objects ranging from an axe to a Sears catalog. DelDOT archaeologist David Clark says road projects are usually engineered around areas like this.
And this is a rare case where there was just no way to move around it. So we hired a consulting firm, KSK, to perform a full excavation of the site, knowing that it would be destroyed through construction.
University of Delaware professor Luann DeCunzo says the artifacts are fascinating and revealing.
Buttons and toys and tools and just so many things that on many other sites from that time period or earlier time periods we just didn't find. And we started to look into it and discover that we had misunderstandings about the way people were making choices once Sears catalog, once more options for buying things came along.
If you have stories, photos, or information about past life in the area around the Chop Tank Road site, DelDOT invites you to stop by the dig or give them a call. Frank Gerace, 1150 AM, WDEL.
It was a special session of the Delaware Superior Court to celebrate 175 years of operation. WDEL's Curtis Gray was there.
The rich history of Delaware Superior Court dates back to April 9, 1832, and it all started at this small courthouse in Old Newcastle. That history was remembered Monday with guests that included Governor Minner, Superior Court Judges Jane Brady and Richard Cooch, and Attorney General Biden. During the early years, according to a state archivist, confidence was low among the public for judges. Judge Brady says the reason was there was no legal training requirement.
Confidence in the courts early on was affected by the fact that there were some lawyers in Delaware, not a lot, but a few, but many of the judges were not lawyer trained. They hadn't been to law school and been trained or studied with a lawyer and been trained as a lawyer. Today, all of the courts, excepting the Justice of the Peace Court, require, of course, that you be trained as a lawyer, that you have practiced as a lawyer, that you have experience and go through a screening process.
Governor Minner says confidence and high esteem for judges grew with new training.
More expertise by way of handling the courts. We do still have citizen judges in our JP courts, but all of our other courts have attorneys who have the legal background and the knowledge to process the cases.
The court was created in the Delaware Constitution of 1831. I'm Curtis Gray, 1150 AM, WDEL.
The Phillies hit more bumps on the road as they travel to New York for the Mets home opener. WDEL Sports and AccuWeather are coming up.
Oh.
Is everything okay, ma'am?
Not really. I need to ride DART tomorrow to get to work, and I forgot to buy my DART card. I guess I'll have to find a ride.
Well, you certainly come to the right place. Didn't you know that Acme now sells DART cards and paratransit multi-trip cards?
No, where?
They're available at our customer service desk.
Getting you there now starts at your 12 Delaware neighborhood Acme markets. DART and Acme have joined in partnership to be your one-stop shopping place for both groceries and DART cards. It's now easier and more convenient than ever to pick up your DART cards with Acme.
In WDEL Sports, the New York Mets scored 7 times in the bottom of the 8th inning yesterday, beating the Phillies 11-5. Ryan Howard hit his first homer of the season, a 3-run shot in the 6th inning, to put the Phillies up 5-3. But after the Mets cut the deficit in half with 1 run in the 7th, an error by shortstop Jimmy Rollins allowed the tying run to score and opened the door for a 7-run inning for the Mets. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night at Shea Stadium. You can hear the action on 1150 AM WDEL, beginning with the pregame show at 6:35. The Blue Rocks spoiled Kinston's home opener last night, beating the Indians 2-1 and ending their own 3-game losing streak. Mario Lisson gave the Blue Rocks all the offense they needed with a 2-run home run. Rock starter Michael Penn picked up his first win of the season, pitching 5 shutout innings and striking out 8 Indians. Game 2 of the series at Kinston is tonight at 7 o'clock. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast. Sunny to partly cloudy today with a high of 52 degrees. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low down to 26. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, a high of 50 degrees with periods of rain tomorrow night. And on Thursday, cloudy, a bit of rain and drizzle, and a high of 52. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories on 1150 AM WDEL or right here anytime at WDEL.com, including news video from Delaware and around the world from WDEL and the Associated Press. I'm Carl Kanefsky, in for Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.